Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Is there... What it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't. It's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka on his redemption arc. And this is Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast, working title, episode 30. I remember last week I said the wrong number. I think I said 28 and it was 29. So I think we on 30, I believe.
Okay.
So I might be wrong again though. I ain't gonna lie. But of course, I'm here with my co-host, Subegels, aka Subeg, aka the Green Thumb, aka the Gaming Gardener, aka what you got for me today?
Ooh, AKA hit leg day.
And not only the co-host of this podcast, but also Lognet's very own. But what you been up to, man? How's it been going?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I just been grinding a lot. I told you this, that I've been staying off social media, but yeah, I've been staying off social media, locking in. Just trying to find myself. Trying to just be the best version of myself. Just working. But that's really it though. I'm pushing myself. I hit leg day today. Yesterday was chest and tri. The day before that was just abs and cardio. So I just been consistent with that, getting out articles, trying to be more consistent with that. School still kicking my ass, but still being consistent with that too. But yeah, I'm just trying to chase consistency. That's really it.
Feel you. Yeah, man. As for myself, shit. Really. I have been putting out a lot of articles with Lognet recently. Really averaging like one a day, honestly. But other than that, I actually, well, I guess this goes more into what I've been playing, but I actually really haven't been gaming much.
Okay.
I've gotten to this point, which I hit every now and then, where I just don't want to game as much.
I got you.
And I have all of these games, so I just feel so guilty about it. I'm just like, man, I gotta play Assassin's Creed, I gotta play Schedule 1, I gotta play Enzoi. But at the same time, I'm like, gotta play South of Midnight. But then I get to a point where I'm just like, I feel more like I'm only wanting to play them because I just feel like I'm supposed to be playing them.
I got you.
I'm just not in that mood right now. Even though it's not like any of these games are bad, because all of them I was enjoying, and when I was playing them, I'm always enjoying them. It's just that, yeah, I'm just not feeling gaming right now. But whenever I do get into this mood, anime is always where I go overdrive on anime whenever this happens. So absolutely. I literally, because I've been gaming so much, I've put anime to the side. So like usually I'm watching like 15, 16 anime at a time. And I literally did not watch anything from the previous season. And I kind of like, even the season before that, I kind of like fell off of a lot of the ones that I was watching. So now I'm in catch-up mode. So I've just been binging anime. I was binging Blue Box, which is this romance sports anime about a badminton player that falls in love with a basketball player.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's on Netflix actually. By Wit Studio, who animated the first season of Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good watch. I've been binging that.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm like my girl's at work and I get off of work, that's basically what I've been doing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go binge after I'm done with that because I only have like 2 episodes left. I'm gonna binge Sakamoto Days because I also missed out on that one. But yeah. Oh, and then Lazarus. I got like once I'm gonna watch Lazarus. And I'm gonna start watching some of the episode 1s of this season. But as far as the binging, Sakamoto Days is gonna be my next one. But yeah, anime is going on overdrive. Although I'll probably end up by the end of this month when Expedition 33 comes out, I'm probably gonna that's probably gonna get me back into the mood. Also Towerborn, I was also waiting on that. So for now, yeah, for now though, it's anime overdrive. But I still have been playing a couple of things. So Fortnite, that's just something me and my girl do every night. So it's just routine at this point that we're playing Fortnite. And they finally added new maps to Ballistic. Thank fucking God. And they're actually pretty good. They're really good, but they are testing these maps. So they literally are like grayscale maps with no textures on the walls. The grass is like gum. Like it actually I can't talk about that actually. It's like a game I play tested that I can't talk about that's gonna be coming out soon, that I'll talk about when it does come out. But
sure.
But the maps are so well designed that it doesn't even like matter, honestly.
Yeah.
There's 2 new maps. One is like this castle that's really cool, but it's like very asymmetric, very non-linear. Even like the starting positions is weird because you start like if you're defending, you start so far away from the 2 bombing sites. It's like, but when you're playing it, it's actually pretty cool. They actually designed it really well. And then the second one is like this really big map that has a lot of different routes to take to get to the middle. So there's a lot of flanking that you can do. There's a lot of different positions. There's high grounds, low grounds. Both of these maps are really good, and it got me back on my ballistic grind. So yeah, ballistic is back on the table. There's 2 new weapons. There's 2 new the grenade equipment kits that are like your abilities or whatever. There's one that's like a fire grenade that acts kind of like the Valorant firewall thing, and then the other one's a little stem that you take, and it makes you have a speed boost, and you're able to go super fast.
Okay.
So yeah, they've satiated me for a while, so I can play ballistic again. Because these news updates are really good. And in this footage, my girlfriend was actually carrying the whole team. It was disgusting. I hated every second of it. Because she's good at regular Fortnite. She's not a first person shooter. Like she's not that good at first person shooters usually, but for whatever reason, the other day when I was playing with her, she was just destroying everybody and carrying the whole team. She was like 10-3 at the end of it. I was like 5-5. Did not like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But other than Fortnite, this is my like this is my go-to, just chill, just relax. Like, I don't consider this a game because whenever I'm done playing my other games, this is the one that I would go to kind of wind down.
Yeah.
But like City Game Studio, which is basically it's game dev story, game dev tycoon. It's made by this indie studio named I actually don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Binogure or Binogure.
Okay.
But they basically made game dev story on crack. Like, they just upped everything about game dev story. And well, game dev story is the original by Kairosoft. It's a very old game. And then Game Dev Tycoon came out and was like, someone should take this formula and just modernize it and make it bigger and better. So Game Dev Tycoon did that. And it was definitely bigger and better, but it was like 2 times bigger, 2 times better. City Game Studios was like, yeah, what if we took the formula and made it bigger and better? And then when they said bigger and better, they meant 1,000 times bigger and 100 times better. Because this actually feels more like a game development sim. Whereas, I would say in Game Dev Tycoon and Game Dev Story, by the end of the game, you're still an indie studio. You have like eight developers, and you have like a team working on hardware, but it always feels like you're just an indie studio. You're working on one game at a time. You're like you can make consoles, you're making AAA games, but it never feels like you are like once you get to the modern era, it doesn't feel like you're actually big enough to be doing any of those things. In City Game Studio, you actually get the feel of running a publisher, a AAA publisher. And that because of this, the city in City Game Studio literally comes from that you are literally in this town, or I guess you're kind of like in Silicon Valley. All of your competitors are there. You can see the map, and you can see all of your competitors, and you can buy them out. You can you can buy shares in the company so you can get profits from them. But you'll have like regularly you'll have, I want to say like 24 competitors. But with mods, I've made it so that you have like 200 different competitors to make it more realistic. But then instead of having like 8 to 10 devs in your team, you'll literally have like 150 devs. But you can have different studios. So instead of just having one studio that you work with, you'll have multiple studios under your belt. And so this game's in early access, and I've been playing this game for like 2 years, on and off. But I always come back to it whenever I see that they added some like really good updates. And they just added a really good update that kind of completely changes this game. Because before, I would have like 3 or 4 studios, and they all have like 100 and something devs. They're all working on, but like they're all working on separate games and stuff. But the hard part is trying to actually keep everything in line. Like, okay, they just finished the game. Oh, they need to put out an update for this game. maybe I need to put out an expansion for this game so I can get some more sales off of this. Like, oh, but who's gonna? I like my console is getting old. Like it's been 10 years since my console came out. I need to make a new console, and it's hard to manage all of these studios and manage like doing the hardware and manage expansions and get out all like games consistently. So they added the studio directors. Now the studio directors, they are automated and they'll run one, like you'll put them in charge of one of your studios. So let's say like where I'm at right now in the game, I actually just finished, like I beat the game because you go through 40, wait, let's see. You go through 50 years. You started in 1976 and then you end in 2026. So I just finished and I beat the game on this playthrough. But I had 7 studios and I had 6 studio directors that would work on. They were basically putting out games for the other. They were all in charge, so I didn't have to worry about the games that were coming. So the thing is, it was literally like you're the CEO at this point, and you got like Matt Booty, you got like Matt Booty in charge of this one. We got Todd Howard over here overseeing this studio. We got like it is literally like I'm Phil Spencer in this hoe. Like that's how I was feeling. I was like, oh. So you'll do like certain things to automate it to make sure that they put out games effectively. Yeah. So you can kind of limit what they work on. Like, hey, this console is really only good for like rated M game. So I'm gonna make sure that this like they only make rated M games for this console. And then I'll be like, oh, but you know, what's it called? Like strategy games don't really do well on this console here. So I'm just gonna put you in charge of making RPGs. I'm gonna put you in charge of making action games. I'm gonna put you in charge of making, and you can kind of like limit them, because if you just let them go, they'll go off the rails. They'll make a fucking dark fantasy puzzle game, and then it'll be like, this match does not work at all, and then they'll get like 70s and make your studios they'll make your rating go down. So you want to try to limit them to things that make sense. And I had them, bro, I was just putting out 90 Metacritic games, like just willy-nilly every 6 months. I had a new AAA banger. Like I was out here just feeding the streets with the most high quality games, because I had all of them just locked down to a T. It was, bro. So by the end of the game, I was like $600 billion. Consoles. I had like a console that sold like 250 million.
God damn.
But yeah, this game is really good in the current state, but it just keeps on evolving and keeps on getting better over time as well. Okay. My only gripe with this game is that aesthetically, it's not as good as like a game dev story, or like it's just bland. It's a very bland game. But at the same time, the actual like management mechanics of it are really good, so I kind of put up with it. Okay. But yeah, I don't know when I'll be back to this, but I enjoyed this run that I just had. It was probably the most enjoyable run that I've had, because usually I don't even finish the full 50 years. I'll usually like stop midway So I think I actually got an achievement for finishing the game. So I think this is actually my first time since they added achievements. At least I think when I first bought the game, they didn't have achievements, and I did beat it. But I think this is the first time in like probably in the last 2 years that I actually finished all the way, and I got the achievement for it. And there were some things that they added in the timeline that were not there obviously the first time, because they had so they'll have like events that happen that kind of align with what time period it is. So like 1983, what happens in 1983? Oh, you're putting out games on the Atari 2600. Oh, video game crash, all your sales just go down. And then the only way that you can either be a PC centric dev, or you make games for the NES or the GES, because it's Grintendo in this game. You make games for the GES, but the only way that you're gonna make like they literally have why am I forgetting his name? The president of Nintendo, who was like the Yakuza guy. Like, yeah, bro, the Yakuza head of Nintendo. He was like, oh, I hear you want to make games for my console. Yeah, so it's either gonna be you gonna pay me $960,000 for this license, or you can just make exclusive games for me for 4 years. And all of your games will release on Nintendo products only. That sounds fair, right? And then like you literally, if you don't have the money to pay for the license, you literally are locked into a contract with them for 4 years. So yeah, I like they did a really good job of like handling the like time periods. But like once I got into the later stuff, it was like, oh, COVID-19 happened. One of your office, they all caught it. It's like you're not, whatever game you're working on with that studio, there's no productivity going towards that game anymore. And then you either cancel the game, or the game kind of, it just doesn't meet expectations and it flops. Then they literally had a Starfield when that came up, where it was like Bethesda had just released Starfield. Will you congratulate them on their release, or will you put out an angry post about why it didn't come to PS5 or something like that? I was like, bro. So there were some new ones that I never saw because I never made it that far in a long time. But yeah, this game is really good. Like I've always wanted to, if I was ever gonna interview a dev, like if I ever had a chance to just interview a dev, this is who I would want to interview, because I think it's a one-man dev also, if I'm remembering correctly. But I've always wanted to like interview this studio, because
sounds like they know a lot.
Yeah, like they and the thing is, they actually listen to a lot of the feedback, because I like randomly put a comment where I was like, I love using the random generator, the random name generator, but I don't like, I wish there was a way to like randomize different words. So like you'll randomize the first word, then randomize like, and if you find a word that you like, then you randomize the second word, and then you can like put them together instead of just having like all of it randomized. And then he implemented it like 3 months later, like, oh yeah, I saw this feedback about the name generator, and then bam, I was like, oh. So yeah, shout out to, I still don't know how to say his name, I ain't gonna lie, but hit Binogure studio, Binogure I'm gonna think. I think that's what it is. But yeah, City Game Studio. That's literally what I have been playing this last week. I have 107 hours in total, but over the last 2 weeks, I put in 18.5 hours. So,
okay.
Yeah, man, this game is something that I always come back to. Love this game.
Sick.
But that's it for me.
Okay. As for myself, still haven't been playing too much. I am on chapter 9 in South of Midnight. I'm close to beating the game. I am gonna try to get the 1000. I was looking at the achievement list a little earlier today, and the hardest achievements seem like the achievements where you have to beat the boss without getting hit. But the cool thing is, in the difficulty, if you click the custom difficulty, you can change all the attributes. So you can make Hazel more strong, so she does more damage to the enemies. You can make it so the enemies do less damage. You can make it so the enemies are less aggressive. A bunch of different things that you can change. It's all like accessibility stuff. But yeah, so I did the second boss without dying, and it was actually kind of annoying because the bot it's kind of hard to telegraph the hits, especially with like the stop motion stuff. So it's kind of been challenging for me to telegraph the hits, when to dodge them and stuff like that. But figuring it out, I ended up getting the achievement for defeating the second boss without dying. That was nice. I'm on chapter 9. I think this chapter ends with a boss fight 2, which might be the last boss fight in the game, because I think there's only like 3 or 4 boss fights. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I am playing it on both my PC and my Xbox. Honestly, I'm really like
my Xbox.
shout out to Kiss Move. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's actually really beautiful on the Xbox, especially on the Series X with the HDR, everything enabled. Looks gorgeous. It rivals the PC for me at least, and I'm running on PC. Like when I'm streaming, I use very high settings. When I'm not streaming, I use ultra settings. And the game on Xbox looks very similar. I don't even really notice any difference, to be honest. But the only difference really is frame rate, at least what I'm noticing. But yeah, HDR is popping. The game is gorgeous. Go for it.
You just using your eyes to kind of gauge how the game looks. You didn't go up to Digital Foundry and then make sure that what you were seeing on your Xbox wasn't like... Because what if Digital Foundry told you that you was watching 480p, and like you don't want to know that, so that you can like adjust your eyes to hate the game now on Xbox?
That's hella funny. Nah,
that's what I don't know well, no, you haven't been on social media, but
yeah, I haven't been much on socials.
Genki. I fuck with Genki. Like he's cool.
No, you're talking about the guy, right?
Yeah, not the company. The guy. Genki, Japan, JP, and he was basically talking about, Digital Foundry said that the Switch 2 was a like PS4 level, which we kind of talked about before last week. And he's like, well, I thought that the Switch 2 was a little bit higher than the PS4 from what we were seeing, but now I guess, I guess not, because Digital Foundry. And then people were like, putting up comparisons, and he's like, yeah, but these aren't Digital Foundry didn't look at these, like, didn't make these comparisons. So, I'm like, bro, use your eyes. You can literally, like, you can see.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need Digital Foundry to tell you when you can see it for yourself? It don't matter what the numbers say. It matters what your eyes see. As long as your eyes see that the PS5 version and the Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy look literally identical to each other, or that the Series S version of Street Fighter, like really the PS5 version and the Switch 2 version of Street Fighter 6 also look near identical.
Same, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, why do you need Digital Foundry to tell you, oh yeah, no, this is why what you're seeing, you can see that it looks good, but is actually not that good because it's actually just 480p up res using DLSS to 1080p. So it's not the same, guys. Like, I fucking hate Digital Foundry. Like, I love Digital Foundry. I just hate how people use
like the
Digital
conversations
Foundry. Yes.
that persist. Yeah, I got you.
But I digress. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was gonna say, to my eyes, it doesn't look like a pure 4K image. I'm talking about South of Midnight.
Oh yeah.
I think this is just based off of my eyes. I have no conclusive evidence or anything, but I think it might be 1800p upscaled. At least that's what it looks to me. Because like I said, it's not 4K, like sharp like 4K, but it's almost like 4K. So that's what makes me think that it's like 1800p. But yeah, South of Midnight, still enjoying it. I was trying to get it done last night, but I finished all my work and I sat down on the couch, literally did the thing where it's like I booted it up, plugged in my earbuds, laid down on the couch, was chilling, and then like 10 minutes in, like I low-key fell asleep. And then I woke back up a little bit after, and then I was like, fuck. And then I just, brushed my teeth and went to bed. So it's, I'm just trying to get to a point where I can just game. But yeah, no, I'm still super enjoying it. I'm trying to beat it. I'm super close to beating it. Probably like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours of game time. I could probably have it done. And but yeah, outside of that, I'm going back to mini shoot adventures. That's kind of been my Steam Deck game. Just to chill. When I do have like energy to play in bed, I'll pick up my Steam Deck, play it for a little bit. Still having a ton of fun with it. I love Zelda games, so anything that has that like essence speaks to my soul. But I am really enjoying the twin stick shooting aspect of it. Mm-hmm. It's actually a lot deeper than what I thought it was gonna be. With the whole like bullet hell stuff too, where you're dodging all the stuff, all the enemy projectiles and all that. But yes, so I think I'm on the 3rd dungeon now in that game. I think that there's only 4 dungeons, so it's actually a relatively short game. But yeah, mini shoot adventures, South of Midnight. I did dabble it a little bit into Fortnite. Dude, there's so many sweats. Like I go into zero build, and it's never been this way where it's like literally like I'll drop in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it'll still be like people with me, like a ton of people, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just so frustrating. There's so many sweats, dude. I think it's probably because, wait, did the season just start, or am I tripping?
No, it's like halfway through now.
Okay, so that makes sense actually. We're halfway through the season, so that makes sense why there's a lot of sweats. But yeah, that's all I really been playing. Just trying to enjoy the games that I have. Been watching a little bit of anime too. Checked out Lazarus. They're on episode 2 right now. I think episode 3 is gonna drop either later this week or on Sunday or something like that. But yeah, if you guys want to check out my article on Lazarus, I covered the first episode. Just gave a little summary of what happened, then gave my like personal reflections on the episode. But yeah, I'm super enjoying it. It's Watanabe, man. It's Watanabe. He has like a whole different like flow. He has a whole different style, a whole different cadence, and it's very stylish. And I recommend it. And I recommend you guys check out my coverage on it too. But yeah, that's really it.
Oh wait, I think
Is it Jover?
Arcade just said he got the article. He got the image up. The articles.
Nice. Let's go.
But yeah. All right. Well, I got a new article dropping at 8 a.m. Eastern.
Nice.
Which that actually leads perfectly into what I wrote the article on. Wait, were you done? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done. I'm done. You're good.
What I wrote the article on, and that is a game that I never thought I would ever say I'm looking forward to, and that is Chronos: The New Dawn, a brand new game from Bloober Team. In 2023, if you asked me if I would ever be excited for a new game from Bloober Team, I would have slapped you in your face because Bloober Team had disappointed me every release. From Layers of Fear, Blair Witch, The Medium. Never forget The Medium. I didn't like any of them. So, of course, I've already said this on here and on Project Entitled that when they were announced to be developing Silent Hill 2 Remake, a game that I loved, I was like, yeah, it's dead on arrival. Gonna be terrible. Gonna be bad. But somehow Palpatine returned. No. Somehow
Old man Palps.
somehow they made what I consider the best horror game of this generation so far.
Okay.
Until we see OD, I'm gonna say the best horror game of the generation.
If we see OD.
If we see OD. If we see OD. COD, Call of Duty in the build. No, I'm just... So yeah. So Silent Hill 2 Remake was fucking amazing. And I did not... I literally had no hopes for it, but then the reviews came out and I was like, oh. But it was like even the trailers were so bad. I was like, bro, these trailers look ass. Like the characters look ass. The gunplay looks ass. Like, this shit, like. But then the game came out, and it's like they just made an entirely different game from the trailers. Yeah. And I was like, bro. So I picked it up because I was like, bro, I gotta see it from like. I want to hate, so I had to pick it up for myself just to see. Lord Hater, I dropped $60. Just so I could hate on this game because I saw too many people praising it.
Yeah.
And then I was, bro, from the start, I was blown away. But I was like, okay, like the atmosphere was going great. The sound design in that game is so good, bro. Like, yeah, it's rivaling Hellblade. Like, obviously, Hellblade is still number one, but like Silent Hill 2 is right behind it. Okay. The sound design in that game is crazy. But I was like, I'm not gonna fall for it because the Medium, it wasn't on this level for sure, but it had some good atmosphere. Graphically, it was definitely a screenshot kind of. It was a PlayStation pretty kind of game. When you're standing still, it looks amazing. Once you start trying to interact with stuff, it different story. So I was like, I'm not gonna fall for it. I gotta I gotta get to the gameplay. That's when I know if this is heat or not. Yeah. So then I get to the gameplay and I'm like, hold on, this shit is actually smacking. I'm actually enjoying just beating all of these fucking monsters with the 2x4. I'm just like, yeah, bro. And I didn't even got the gun yet. I was like, bro, they got me. So let me pull up some more footage. So I ended up, I didn't beat it, but for everything I played of it, I loved everything about it. And I had to put respect on Bloober Team's name again, bro. I was like, okay, Bloober Team, I see y'all. And I was like, but now, like, I'm halfway there with y'all because you had one of the most legendary games to kind of feed off of, Yeah. Now I got to see what you do with the new IP. And when they showed Chronos, the cinematic trailer, at the Xbox partner show last year, bro, the vibes of it, the like the character, like the main character in that suit, the lighting, the atmosphere, like, bro, everything. I was like, yeah, bro, they already on point with it. The setting was crazy. The whole, like, him playing chess with the old lady in the suit, and like, I was like, bro, they already got me as far as what the premise of this game is and the setting, atmosphere, everything. Yeah, they got me. So I was like, but that gameplay gotta be at least on par with Silent Hill 2. So we got the gameplay trailer. IGN had the exclusive for it, and they dropped it. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Nah.
I'm gonna link it, but this, bro, why does they, so now they just went full Dead Space with the gameplay, bro.
Yeah,
that shit looks so good. And look, it looks good in the trailers. It looks good in the trailers, Subeg. So you know when you play it, that shit about to be A1. Because Silent Hill 2 didn't even look good in the trailers, but then you play it and it was good. This shit looked good in the trailer. So you know it's gonna be good. But
I don't know. You don't know that because the medium looked pretty good in the trailers.
Nah, the medium didn't even have combat. That was like my main gripe with it.
True. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty sick.
But yeah, the gunplay looks way tighter than Silent Hill 2, which I still like. It wasn't the best, obviously, but it was like, for a survival horror game, it did its job. But there was like zero gravity sections. There's like puzzles. I was like, yeah, bro, this shit is, bro, they got me.
This does look very Dead Space.
I was like, bro, am I a Bloober team fan now? Am I on Team Bloober?
Hey, might be. You might be.
Like, if they pull this off, they will literally have one of the greatest glow ups in gaming from one of the most mediocre studios out there in the genre, like in the genre specifically, like just like the best you could ever say that they was mediocre. If they put out two, like if this is on the level of Silent Hill 2 remake, that would be two of the best horror games of this generation for me. That's, bro. I'm trying to think any other examples where I could say I genuinely hated a studio, and then they ended up just putting out back-to-back bangers of like games that I just ended up loving. I can't think of any right now.
Maybe like Naughty Dog.
Nah, they ain't back-to-back yet. They gotta get Intergalactic and then maybe.
He said they ain't back-to-back yet.
Unless you count funny. Last of Us 2 and then Last of Us 2 remastered.
Last of Us 1 Part 1, Last of Us Part 2 Part 2. Fuck, dude. That's hella funny.
But yeah, man, this is my on the radar. I'm excited for a fucking Bloober game. It's a crazy timeline that we live in. But I wrote a whole article on their like glow up from the original Layers of Fear to now with releasing Silent Hill and now this Chronos game. So yeah, that'll be up at 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. But that is on the radar. Let's go ahead and get into some news. All right, let's start So we're gonna rapid fire some of the quick stuff.
Sure.
All right. So let's start with Activision / Xbox, because there is a rumor, a new prototype game in the works. A playtester claims. So this is from Insider Gaming, Mike Straw. A new prototype game is reportedly in development, according to a user on Reddit by the name of Bigby. They were given details about a new game in the series as part of a recent study group session. The user claims that the game will see Alex Mercer return as its protagonist. Gameplay will reportedly feature shape-shifting and transforming into other people in order to infiltrate areas. Lastly, it will be based in New York City. Insider Gaming reached out to Bigby regarding these claims and was told the following. It was YouGov survey, which asked me to sign an NDA and confirmed that I would not disclose the contents, they said. It then confirmed a series of features that upcoming games will include and how popular this was with me, percentage-wise. It was not a playtest, but did specify that these features were already planned as part of upcoming games. Insider Gaming has yet to fully verify the validity of the claims, but it felt it was a rumor worth covering. As always, until it's verified by Insider Gaming with more details or officially announced by Activision, take all of the information with a grain of salt. But yeah, man, how are you feeling about a new prototype featuring Alex Mercer from the first game? I never actually played Prototype 2, so that's really the only protagonist that I know.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited for Prototype. I think, you know, they went back to back, Prototype and Infamous, and this was before the superhero stuff was like truly popping off, which now it's kind of died down a little bit, you know. But yeah, they should have gone back to this, you know. Hopefully it's real. Hopefully it actually is real. And I was thinking that they might even just do like a remaster or remake of the first one. I was thinking that maybe exactly, yeah, just to gauge, to see like how it would sell or how it would do commercially, critically. But hey, if they're doing a brand new game, that works for me. I like, you know, open world sandbox games where you're, you know, blowing shit up, breaking shit, you know, causing mayhem. That stuff is fun. So yeah, I'm there, man. This excites me, especially because we're probably not going to get another Infamous. So if we can get another Prototype, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like out of all, when it comes to the superhero games that weren't based off of actual superheroes, it Crackdown 1, but Crackdown 2 and 3 were bad. But Crackdown 1 is the number one. I loved everything about Crackdown 1. The co-op was also amazing. Then Prototype, and then Infamous 1, 2, and 3, which I don't rank in any order because I didn't really. Let me see. I would say I didn't play 2. I played.
Who's the best one?
I played half of Second Son.
Okay, Second Son's probably the worst one.
And then I beat Infamous 1.
Okay.
So that's my Infamous history, but I never played Prototype 2. I only played Prototype 1, and I beat it, and that game was pretty good. It was janky as hell compared to Crackdown 1 and compared to Infamous, but gameplay wise, I feel like it had the best traversal for sure. The just free movement, which it was using whatever system that they, like the traversal system from DC Universe Online. I don't know if you ever played that, but if you were, I forgot what the class was. They had different classes. Like one would be able to fly like Superman. One would be a super speed like Flash, just running on the ground. But then there was like the Batman kind of class where you would use gadgets and agility, and you would just be able to climb walls and just jump off of buildings and glide. And they basically, like, it was like bar for bar that same exact system. You're just running up walls, running up. Well, actually, I think Hulk did it before. So, except you were kind of climbing with your arms. But either way, they use that same system. I think it might have been the same team that did Hulk. What is it? Destruction something. Look that up. I need to see if they did, because now that I think about it, those games are really similar.
The one on like the PS3, right?
It was on PS3. I forgot. It was something Destruction though, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, I'm gonna put some prototype footage up now that I think about it.
Ultimate Destruction?
Ultimate Destruction.
Okay, so this game was a PS2 game. Its developer was Radical Entertainment. Let's see. Prototype developer. Radical Entertainment, yeah. Same developer.
See, yeah. I know what I be talking about sometimes, bro. So yeah, so it makes sense. It had that same system. But yeah, the traversal in this game was amazing. It was so fluid. It just worked, you know. But you were also like the most OP of, like, Crackdown. You were definitely super OP.
Yeah.
But Prototype, they made your OPness just on a whole nother level. By the time you said
OPness,
yeah,
bro.
That just happened.
Oh, that's funny.
So anyways, they took OP to a whole nother level, because by the end of it, you could cause so much havoc and so much destruction in such a short amount of time. You were just taking out helicopters, tanks, everything that they threw at you, like, instantly. You're just picking up tanks, throwing it at helicopters, picking up people, like, just throwing them at walls. You're just destroying everything. You got the tentacles coming out like your Venom. It's pretty cool, like, once you get to that end game. But even the story of it, like, the story isn't, like, as far as like the whole narrative of it, it's not really the deepest story ever. It's just the way that they handled the ending that was always, like, super cool. Which was like, you realize that you've been experimented on. You have all of these powers. You have amnesia, obviously, because why not always have amnesia? But then you start to you start to absorb the memories of the scientists and the military people that experimented on you, and you slowly recover your memories. But then by the end of it, you start to realize, wait a minute, you know, you always thought, oh, you're the, like, as a player, you're thinking, you know, he was wronged. He was a good person, and they turned him into a monster, and now he's just being this destructive, like, person to get revenge. You know, it's a revenge story. He wasn't always a monster. They turned him into the monster. But then you get to the end and you realize, oh wait, he was always bad. Like, he was never a good person. So everything that he's been doing, like, this is just his on brand for him. Like, you realize that he was a villain the whole time. And, like, because he had amnesia, you just thought that he was a good person before, but he really wasn't. So I always thought like that whole thing, slowly uncovering that was cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they just jump to a prototype 3, it won't do
good.
as good. But if they reboot it from like do the first game over, keep that same trope, but like just flesh out the stories, flesh out the character, have better cutscenes, obviously, because they used to have like those little picture book cutscenes and shit. Just put a real AAA budget, because that's really what this game needed. It was just budget. That's the only thing that kept it from really being the infamous, like, a lot of people who played it, like, they were like, yeah, gameplay wise, this is beating Infamous, but it's everything surrounding it that did, like, Infamous just did better because it's a AAA PlayStation game that got the attention and love that most big PlayStation games get. This game did not get the same amount of resources. So that's where I feel they need to reboot it, not just go straight to prototype 3.
Sure.
But if this is true, I'm there day one, and knowing that it's an Activision game, Game Pass, definitely there day one.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you want to add on prototype?
Nothing on prototype, but I did want to say you missed one superhero game. You missed one that's not a superhero IP. Saints Row 4.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. Actually, okay, if we are ranking Saints Row 4,
it's better than Infamous.
I would put it better than Infamous. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure.
Saints Row 4 game, like, story, like, dumbass story, of course.
Yeah.
But the gameplay in that game is like that's what you would want a Superman game to kind of like. If we're doing that, that's what a Superman game should turn into. Like, that's what a Superman game should feel like. Because they nailed all of the different powers as you gain them. They all felt great, bro. Volition, RIP, man, because
I know.
They just if they didn't make dumbass games, they would do so well. They would still be here today if they would have just stuck with the tone of Saints Row 2. Little bit of goofy, but like actual story that you can get invested to, characters that you can get invested into. They would still be here today, but they wanted to just keep going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, let's move over to our next piece of news.
Sure.
Even though I said rapid fire, we did not rapid fire at all. All right. We talked a little bit about Oblivion last week, but we got official leaks this time of Oblivion Remastered that came from Virtuos's website, who is rumored to be the developer, which is kind of confirmed now, because why would they have this on their website if they were? Exactly. But we got the key art image. Let me actually put that on the screen. So, wait a minute. Here we go. But yeah, we got the key art with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Then we got comparisons between the 2006 version and the 2025 version. 2025. Why did I say that? Who said it's 2025? I mean, when's the last time you said 2020 something like that? That just seems weird now.
Yeah, I don't say it like that.
2025. What was that?
2012, maybe. The last time I said that shit.
I feel like after, yeah, maybe like 2012, because you were already kind of used to saying 2009, 2008.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, a couple years, you're getting, but about 2013, you're just like, yeah, 2013, 2014, 2015. I don't know where that came from. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man. There was also some other screenshots like showing an archer, goblins there. But yeah, how are you feeling now that we kind of got real confirmation now that?
Yeah. Also,
how do you like the how are you feeling about the look of the remake / remake? It's remastered, but it's more of a partial remake.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black thing, right? Yep. Something like that.
Like that, or like the Dead Rising remaster, Metro Prime remaster. Yeah, those are like remakes that just decide not to say that it's a remake for whatever reason.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I actually looked through this with your article. I didn't see the news on Twitter, so I checked out your article. You had the screenshots in there, which was nice. I am pleasantly surprised, actually, with the look of the game. The color tone is a little off, I think. It's a little yeah, exactly. I think you said it in your article, like they changed like the color grading or something like that. They made it a little bit more like how games used to be with like the colors and stuff. Which
is crazy, because Oblivion was literally the antithesis to the brown piss filter.
Yeah.
And they decided to go with the more saturated, like vibrant world. That was a stark contrast to what we had seen with like everything on the 360, Gears, Call of Duty, Battlefield. All of these games, like the popular ones, were all brown. So I don't know if this was like Bethesda's decision or if it was just Virtual's. Like, this is just the direction that they wanted to take it, but yeah. But I don't mind. I'm not like I can't play this type shit. I'm just like, it could have been more vibrant, but it still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, it looks really good. The textures, the grass, the water, the reflections, all of that. It looks incredible.
Yeah, the NPC that they showed is literally a completely different person. Well, that means that we're gonna have completely redesigned characters.
Yep. Hopefully. See, I just hope that it's not like something that like the hardcore fans will be like, oh, this is gonna turn me off from playing the game, Like, I remember this was like a small part, but in I think Mass Effect 1 in the Legendary Edition, they like changed like the colors of like that first world that you go into, and I remember everyone was making such a big deal about it. And I'm just like, it's just artistic decisions, There's like, at the end of the day, the game should still be like the same or similar. So I just hope that people don't,
gamers will find a way to blow something out of proportion.
Yeah.
And then they'll still be playing it in the background. They just want to be loud on the internet. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. But seeing those images, it makes me more excited for it, for sure. It does. I don't really love Bethesda games. I think I've already told you this, where it's like I kind of like them like outside looking in, where it's like I like what they have. Like, I like that they're on their own engine, even though I don't really like the engine, and I like that it's like everything is interactable and but it's like I don't like the old school, you know, like hitting a wooden stick against cardboard type of gameplay. You know, like that's what turns me off from playing like the old school games, like what's it called, like Oblivion and even if Skyrim-ish. But I'm optimistic. Hopefully, we see whatever this is. Hopefully, we see the trailer soon. Maybe even a shadow drop, which was the rumors, right?
Yes.
But
next week, 21st, supposedly.
Yeah. Okay. Who said those rumors?
Jeff Grubb.
And Jeff Grubb.
If Jeff Grubb says it, I'm gonna be like, hey, I guess that is what it is.
Yeah, the likelihood of that happening is pretty high then if he's saying it for sure.
But according to someone who wrote on lordsofgaming.net, I never heard of this site, but he has an article about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Sure.
You have something to look forward to other than graphics, because you know there has been a lot of talk about not only the graphics getting a boost, but also gameplay improvements, including an improved blocking system, a modified stamina system, revamped archery, highlighted sneak icons, new hit reactions, which that's gonna be for you. So that butter knife gameplay where you're just slicing and the enemy is just standing there. You see the bar moving, but the enemy is not actually reacting. Yeah, that's most likely gonna be out of the picture. And it changed HUD as well. So those are all things that you can look forward to. Shout out to lordsofgaming.net for providing that information for me. But yeah, I'm excited because Oblivion is the Elder Scrolls game since 3 that I put the least amount of time into. Well, I didn't play Morrowind, but I watched Mars play Morrowind. So I have secondhand experience from Morrowind. But Oblivion was just too much RPG for me at the time when I first played it. Because I was like, Fable was like the most hardcore RPG I had played at the time. So I wished like straight to Oblivion afterwards. And I just could not do it. Like it was just too much. I went into one of them portals, it took me to Oblivion. I was getting my ass whooped. I was like, yeah, bro, this ain't for me. Then years later, Skyrim came out and I fell in love with it. But I never went back to Oblivion after that. So I'm excited to give Oblivion a second chance.
Okay.
But yeah, man. With that, let's go to our next topic. Ubisoft seems to always be I feel like every week we have a new rumor of a new game that Ubisoft is working on, which I don't understand how they, like, I understand because they have a shit ton of studios, but I also don't understand how they have enough, like, that they were just working on all of these games at the same time.
Yeah.
But an exclusive from Tom Henderson, who just seems to just know every single thing that's happening at Ubisoft. They are developing a new battle royale heavily inspired by Apex Legends. So let me read the report. Insider Gaming has learned that Ubisoft is currently developing a new battle royale game that's heavily inspired by Apex Legends. The game, which is currently under the project name Scout, is so heavily inspired by Respawn Entertainment's highly successful game that it was once used as the thumbnail for the project. It's understood that the game has been in development for at least a couple of years and will feature very similar characters to Apex, including a spin on Pathfinder, Wraith, Lifeline, and other characters from the game. One source said on the project, I think the goal is to capitalize on the player count of Apex dropping and them, Ubisoft higher-ups, thinking there's room in the market for another hero battle royale. Interestingly enough, the project seems to go against Ubisoft's own internal research team, who recently asked the question as to what's next after Battle Royale, while citing the decline in players across various Battle Royale games, including Apex Legends. EA itself has also admitted that Apex Legends is no longer doing what it needs to do financially for the company, with CEO Andrew Wilson saying that the game will have a major update dubbed Apex Legends 2.0 in the future. As for whether EA can reinvigorate the franchise remains to be seen, but in Ubisoft's eyes at least, there's still room in the market for an Apex Legends style Battle Royale.
Okay.
Subeg, is it too late for a Battle Royale?
Yeah, it's a little too late. They didn't learn their lesson from Hyperscape, it seems. But I think
Hyperscape, I would say it was still, you could still come out with a good Battle Royale at that time.
okay.
Hyperscape just was not a good Battle Royale. That was really Hyperscape's issue. But I feel like if someone would have made an Apex Legends, like an Apex Legends level Battle Royale at that time, there was a chance.
Yeah. I honestly, hearing that they chose Apex out of all things to be inspired is kind of disappointing. The game that they should have been inspired by is Titanfall, in my opinion, and they should try making a Titanfall type game. But as far as this Apex Legend Battle Royale from Ubisoft, I could low-key care less, bro. I could care less. I don't really, outside of Fortnite and like the occasional Warzone match, I really don't play Battle Royale, so it's not really my cup of tea, but we'll see. Do we know who's working on this? Is this the X-Defiant people?
See, that's what I was thinking. Which it would be very on brand, because X-Defiant was literally just trying to be Call of Duty. Like, hey, a lot of people love Call of Duty back then, but they hate Call of Duty now. We should make a Call of Duty that brings the old Call of Duty players back. Like, they'll have something to play since they don't play Call of Duty anymore. That worked for like 10 days. And I feel like this is gonna be the exact same situation as X-Defiant, where it's gonna be the cool thing for like 10 days, and then like Ubisoft's not gonna support the game in a way that will actually keep people there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is weird, because Ubisoft supports their single player games better than a lot of people support live service games. Which we'll actually talk about. Or I guess that's not a single player game, but we do have some other Ubisoft news that kind of correlates with that. Sure. But I feel like I'm gonna give him a 40. I give him a 40%, bro. That this might be a hit for just, I don't know how long it's gonna be a hit, but I feel like this actually might pop at launch in a really, like, in a big way, not like a, I'm gonna say on scales, is gonna be bigger than what's a good one to compare it to? Is gonna be
Hyperscape.
Well, anything's gonna be bigger than fucking Hyperscape. I think I'm trying to think of the player numbers when they launch. It's gonna be a little under Helldivers 2 when it launches, as far as peak player count.
I don't know, bro. Helldivers was popping off, bro, when it came out.
Helldivers would hit like, what was it, 250?
It hit like 400. No, it hit like 400K, bro.
Oh, wait.
And then remember the servers weren't even trying to, or the servers weren't keeping up with how many players. Remember how that was a huge thing too? Like the whole like waiting for a queue to get in because there's so many people logging in to play.
I thought it was like 250. Okay, maybe not Helldivers numbers then.
Yeah, Helldivers came out swinging. So
I'm expecting like a 200,000, like 175,000 to 200,000 peak player count around launch. That's where I'm at with this game.
Yeah,
I feel like because X Defiant, they understood what made Call of Duty, but the beta was better than the full game because they made dumb changes to the gameplay.
Sure.
As long as they don't do that again, and I don't know, I feel like they'll be able to do what Apex fans like. They might understand what Apex fans want, but also be able to like differentiate it from Apex as well. But I've realized I'm a very optimistic person for whatever reason when it comes to certain
Ubisoft
things. Not even just Ubisoft, just in general.
Okay.
But yeah, that's I'm gonna be optimistic about it for this Apex Legends. Hopefully it's not like just like you literally, what game was it? Hopefully it's not Paladin's levels of, this is literally just the same character. You know, like hopefully there's like design choices that you're not literally just getting color swaps of Apex Legends characters.
Sure.
All right. Sticking with Ubisoft. Speaking of games that see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. X Defiant literally had potential. It had the players to back it at launch, but they didn't support it well enough to retain the players. Mm-hmm. But you know, a game is still alive and kicking and is getting a massive update. Skull and Bones. Have you seen the news about Skull and Bones?
I seen that it's getting an update alongside, I think, Division 2, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Division's also. But did you see what the update entails?
Mm-mm.
Okay. These motherfuckers. Okay, what was like the biggest complaint about Skull and Bones at launch?
I honestly don't even remember. Was it that it was a quadruple A game?
Oh, well, besides that, actually.
Content?
It was that there was no land combat. There was no like you can get out of the ship to explore, but there was no actual combat once you got out of the ship.
Gotcha.
These motherfuckers added full-on land combat, and it actually looks pretty sick.
Hey.
I thought that I was watching Pirate Yakuza for a second. I was like, hold on, what the, like, so they just said, fuck it, we gonna overhaul the game to add land combat now in season 2.
Okay.
And now everyone was like, hold on, Skull and Bones might be it. Yeah, it might be it now. This might be the Sea of Thieves competitor that it was supposed to be.
Okay.
So now, again, this is the thing that Ubisoft does with their games for whatever reason. No matter how bad the reception is outside of Skull and Bones and Hyperscape, I mean outside of X Defiant and Hyperscape, They will go back and literally rework the game to make implement feedback for the game. Star Wars, they literally had to redo the entire AI and stealth system in that game.
Yeah, post-release.
But they did it.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Unity, that game was completely just broken at launch, and now that game, if you go back and play Unity, it's not even close to the same game that it was at launch.
Yeah, and you get 60 FPS on Xbox.
For Honor, that game saw complete overhauls to it. Yeah. It seems like it's always the games that everyone loves, and everyone's like, Ubisoft, this is the one that we want. The Division, they left the Division to drown, but everyone was like, bro, Ubisoft, the Division is what we want. This is literally the game that we want from you, and they just abandoned it and let it die. And then once they realized none of their other efforts are working, they try to come back now. But it's like the ones that aren't doing well are the ones that get like the best support for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they even I was gonna say, wasn't there even like a canceled like Division game that was like done?
Heartland.
Like they should have just canceled it. Yeah, that's. Anyways, my bad.
So yeah, Skull and Bones is about to be good, maybe, supposedly. And that's just Ubisoft. This is like, when I say people need to praise Ubisoft more, like, I understand most of the time it's just too little too late. Like Skull and Bones has a stench to it. But then again, Sea of Thieves had a stench to it, and like now it's ended up being one of the biggest live service games out there. So there's always a chance of redemption. I think Sea of Thieves is kind of slowing down. So if they can get people onto this and like, you know, people actually like, hold on, the Skull and Bones is actually pretty good. It's a good Sea of Thieves competitor. Which from people, I remember like Jez Corden even was saying that this game was actually pretty good at launch. Was it Jez?
I have no idea.
So, it might have been Jez.
I don't remember much about Skull and Bones.
I actually don't think it was Jez, because I know he hates Ubisoft. So maybe not Jez. I know somebody was like, besides not being able to get out of the ship, the gameplay loop is actually like super addictive. But yeah, I'm here for it. Let Skull and Bones have its Sea of Thieves redemption arc.
Yeah. Even a Siege redemption arc too.
Oh yeah.
Cause Siege came out pretty like people have like nostalgia of like the original seasons of Siege, but it was so light on content, and like it was like a downgrade from what they showed too.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Even that kind of had it too. Yeah, that Siege downgrade was crazy.
I mean, really, it was literally every game. Watch Dogs was the biggest one. Then the Division. Remember the snow on the pushing the door when you're like, all of that shit. I remember Kroby Cat, that comparison video between the full release of those games and and then the trailers, and that shit was just disgusting. And I'll never forgive them for Watch Dogs, bro, because I fell for it. And I played Watch Dogs and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not the game that I saw on the fucking at E3. I went on strike with Ubisoft for a while after that. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't blame you.
But now we cool. Ubisoft is back invited to the cookout. All right.
Sure.
Let's move on So I only put this topic in here to hate because that's what I do. In a recent interview, Studio Toys for Bob expressed their enthusiasm for collaborating on a new Banjo-Kazooie game following their independence from Activision and Xbox. Bitch. Why? That's the road. First question, why? You can use any IP under the Xbox Activision umbrella. Banjo. Second, why again? You already you just want to be a mediocre studio because you already working on Crash and Spyro, already bad enough, right? Then you go to an even worse IP that has even less appeal than both of those games. What are we doing here? And third question, why for the third time? Nah, but I don't. I could see Toys for Bob making a decent Banjo game. They evolved Crash with the Crash 4. But I guess we'll see when Spyro, like how ambitious they actually get, because they did say that Spyro 4 is going to be, or I shouldn't say they said Spyro 4, they said their next game, which everyone assumes is Spyro 4. Or actually, I don't know how many Spyro games there actually was. I don't know if it's Spyro 4 or
so the Insomniac had 3. And then they made like a bunch of like spin-off games when I think it was Activision who bought them. Yeah. But mainline games it only has 3.
Okay, that was the same with Crash, right? There was a bunch of Crash games that came out.
There was,
but they still called it Crash 4.
Technically, so Naughty Dog made the first 3 Crashes, and then they made the racing one. So technically, there's 4 mainline ones, and then the Crash 4 would be 5, but. So it's okay. It's technicalities. Okay.
I thought they had non-Naughty Dog Crash games before that.
Oh yeah, they do. They had non-Naughty Dog Crash games after.
Yeah, that's what I was
the
thinking.
racing one.
I was just saying that they still call it Crash 4 because they don't count those.
Yeah, because those fucking sucked.
So they'll probably do the same thing with Spyro.
No, at least Spyro had Skylanders, so that's something that Spyro had at least. For sure.
But yeah, what was I just saying? So yeah, I think when we'll have to see what Spyro 4 looks like, because out of all of these franchises, Spyro has like the most, like, it's the way that it's designed, it can be the most ambitious out of all of them. So we gotta see what they cook with that.
Yeah.
And if they actually do like go full like ambition mode with it, then I feel like, oh yeah, Banjo, they'll probably make something crazy, because Banjo is also like, unlike Crash, which is very linear, it's a very, like, Banjo's a very open game. So if you're gonna make a Banjo, it has to be like a modern big open world 3D platformer, like a Mario Odyssey or a Hat in Time or the upcoming Demon Tides. Like, it has to be on that scale. You can't turn Banjo into a linear platformer. So I think they have the chance to do something really cool with Banjo, but the thing is, I don't think Banjo would sell no matter how good it is. I just don't see it ever having enough appeal to be able to do that. Like, to be able to sell in today's age. Like, Astrobot has hundreds of times more appeal and it still does not sell the way you would think that game should sell. And I don't think nostalgia is enough. Like, even if you sell it on Nintendo, I still don't think it's gonna be enough. You know?
Yeah, the only thing that I would have to say to counter that is when Banjo was revealed for Smash, it was a really big moment.
Yes.
And I remember that. Like, I remember it was huge. Like, it was a huge moment. So that's the only thing that I could say is like maybe it would pop off, but I don't know, because platformers are already kind of like a little niche outside of the Mario stuff. But I would like it. I would love it just because I would love more platformers. But yeah, me personally, I would be more excited for like a Spyro 4 for sure.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. There's a lot of Smash pop-offs that were big.
But yeah, but it's because it's Smash, right?
Yeah. Like, I would say, I'm trying to think of like unpopular games or franchises that had a reveal, but the games were still unpopular regardless. So really, most of the franchises that get added as DLC were all like super popular or Nintendo games. So I can't think of any. You know, I could say, you know, they unveiled Cloud, and then that had a huge pop off. But then when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, it didn't even do the numbers that Square Enix expected. So, but then again, what Square Enix game actually does what Square Enix expects? But it is what it is. Voice for Bob. As long as you're not making a Crash game, I'm rooting for you. All right, last quote unquote rapid fire topic. Contraband is still alive. For any doubters out there who just gave up on Contraband and said, yeah, it's not happening, bro. We got confirmation from Avalanche that this game is still alive because they posted on LinkedIn saying, quote, "Are you ready to power the next big AAA title? We're looking for a senior dev ops engineer to join our Contraband team." Which you obviously don't hire for a game that doesn't exist anymore. So that lets you know the game is still alive. Now, are we going to see Contraband at the June showcase this year? No?
Nah.
Damn.
Probably not.
I'm still going to say we're going to see it.
I would love to.
Because we see hires for games, even if they're like coming like later, or like they're coming soon, and you like remember the whole Fable. Oh, they're still hiring for Fable. That means it's still, they just hired a creative director for Fable. It's got to be like years out, and then we see a trailer like literally that same year. Yeah. Now it doesn't mean that the game is gonna come out like soon, but I could see we can at least get some gameplay.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely.
So hopefully that, you know, that's just me being optimistic again. But hopefully we still see at least a glimpse of gameplay. I just want to see it, bro. Like,
yeah, me too. Even if it's like fucking flipped up trailers, I would like to see gameplay for sure.
I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'll know if I actually need to be as excited for the game as I am, even though I know nothing about it.
Yeah, because like in my head, just because we haven't seen jack shit from it, I'm thinking like, you know, when I close my eyes and I think of the name Contraband, I'm thinking like multiplayer Mad Max. That's what comes to my mind. See what I'm saying?
See,
but
I
obviously,
go ahead.
go for it. No, I was gonna say obviously like that could be completely wrong.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I've always thought of it as a Sea of Thieves mixed with GTA Heist.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like freeform gameplay, open world. It's multiplayer. There's like a map of like 16 to 24 type of like. There's just players on the map, and there will be different like random events that kind of pop up where you're able to do heists.
Yeah.
Or you can like, if you see a player that like a team of 4 who just completed a heist, you can go after them, take their loot, just like literally Sea of Thieves, but with a GTA heist kind of mission structure as well, where you're working together, doing different objectives to complete these heists.
Okay.
Like you'll have someone in the getaway car. You'll have, you know, like that's what I'm hoping is this.
Yeah,
is.
that'd be cool.
Because I think the first thing that Jez described it as was like Sea of Thieves in cars.
Okay.
So
which would kind of be a little Mad Maxy, because Mad Max was super based on the car. So yeah. And the cool thing about Mad Max was the car combat and like the actual driving of the vehicle was really solid.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Okay. They Avalanche, outside of the Just Cause series, they have like had a really big focus on vehicles. Like Just Cause had vehicles, but I feel like they didn't really focus on it. But Rage 2 had a really big focus on your vehicle. Mad Max also had a really big focus on your vehicle, and the car combat and like the kind of destruction, the like ramming people off the road, and like all of those mechanics were just really well done. It gave me Burnout vibes. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Like all of that just has me excited. And then if I see this gameplay and it's some fucking Unga Bunga game, like like BG likes to call it. If it's some Unga Bunga shit, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. Like I was hyped for this game since 2020, and this is how y'all repay me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just glad that the game is showing some sign of life. It's not canceled, so
yeah,
just
sure.
need to see it.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the big stuff. So I know that you heard some of our thoughts on Marathon during the Saturday show, but I wanted to get your vibes for where are you at with Marathon? Just off of the gameplay, nothing else. Just how are you feeling after seeing the gameplay of Marathon?
Yeah, it's just based off the gameplay.
Yeah, none of the outside factors,
sure,
which we'll talk about, but how are you just feeling off of what you've seen?
Yeah. I will say, I think the game looks fun. Bungie's really good at creating really solid first-person gameplay. So just based off of the gameplay, obviously it's first person. It looks fun. It looks solid.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go into more.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm very like lost in like what even is this, like what are they going for, like that's like, obviously I know it's an extraction shooter, but it's like they didn't really show off too much of that stuff. I think like they really just showed off just the combat and stuff, and yeah, the gunplay looks great. It looks very, very Destiny like, even based off of like the reticle. The reticles look very Destiny. And the guns look solid. They look like they pack a punch. The hit markers are nice. The looting and stuff, it seems a little bit different obviously from Destiny. You're not really like searching for components and all that shit. You're really just getting whatever loot that comes out of them or comes out of the enemies. But yeah, if we're just going based off the gameplay, like it looks solid. You can't really harp on Bungie's gameplay. They usually make really solid gameplay for sure.
Yeah, for me, when I saw the gameplay, first thing, the art style, bro.
Okay.
Art style is so good. I don't know. I honestly I understand people like shitting on the gameplay or shitting on the fact that it's an extraction shooter, shitting on the price that we'll talk about and all that, but when I see people talking about the art style is bad, I'm like, bro, what are they looking at? Because this art style is so unique, and I love the way the colors pop with this like, because everything is like super gray and white, but then you'll just have the accent colors on top of it, and it just makes all the colors just stand out. So like it looks really good. I love the design of the weapons, the characters. Characters are hit and miss. There's some good looking characters, there's some weird ones, but for the most part, I enjoy the character designs. But like the world just looks amazing. It's like, it's not super saturated, but it's actually like desaturated. But
yeah, it's a little bit muted for sure.
It's muted, but it's because of the contrast between the like super clean white and gray of almost everything, and then when you see those colors, they just stand out because of the contrast. So I like that aesthetic of it. It kind of reminds me of Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge, yeah, I was gonna say that. It's like a funny thing. It's like a little mix of like Mirror's Edge and like Hyperscape almost.
Yes.
It's weird.
Because Mirror's Edge was very clean, very white, and then you would just see the red, and it would just stand out so much. Like I love that aesthetic as well. So yeah, aesthetically, art style, I love everything that I've seen as far as that goes. Gun designs also look pretty cool. Some of them were looking like Starfield weapons. Like they had like the super blocky double barrel shotgun. I was like, bro, that's straight out of Starfield. But yeah, like gameplay wise, it literally, like, it's Bungie. If you love Bungie's gunplay, you're most likely gonna love Marathon's gunplay, because it looks and feels just like Bungie's best gunplay. And then as far as the actual extraction shooter aspects, did you watch the full deep dive of them talking and everything, or did you just watch like the gameplay trailer?
Yeah, I just watched the two gameplay trailers. The one like shorter one, and then the one like 5-minute one. I watched those two.
Okay. So I actually watched the full event.
Okay.
And I think if you didn't watch the full event, you definitely would not understand what this game is supposed to be, because the trailers really don't show you anything about the actual objectives.
Sure.
or if you didn't, another good one to watch is the actual gameplay from the streamers who were invited to play. Because then you get to see like what a full match kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that as well, but I already understood kind of because I never played Escape from Tarkov, but I understand what Escape from Tarkov is. And I also played another extraction shooter that never came out called Hyenas from Sega and Creative Assembly.
Yeah.
And that kind of already gave me an idea of what you're supposed to be doing. Although Hyenas is definitely on a smaller scale to a Tarkov or this, which is supposed to be Tarkov's kind of biggest competitor now.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be like a battle royale like sized map. Maybe not super big, but I would like a smaller scale battle royale style map where there's going to be PvE sections. There's going to be like different locations that will have loot, and you're supposed to be going after the loot. There will always most likely be enemies that will be protecting it. You'll be taking out those enemies, and then you'll basically secure whatever loot is in there. And your objective is basically to get as much loot as possible, and then extract with it without dying. Which basically was the Dark Zone in Division. That's kind of what started this whole genre, even though it wasn't really its own. Like it wasn't even its. Like that was like the side part of the game, and then it kind of just turned into the full part of all these other games.
That's kind of how Battle Royale started too, kind of.
Yep, Battle Royale started off as mods in other games. Like there was Minecraft Hunger Games, and then there was the DayZ or Arma. I forget which one came first. H1Z1, all of them. You basically want to get as much loot as possible and then extract. Or if you just feel like you're that guy, you take out everyone on the map and then you extract with all of their loot. So there are different, like just like a battle royale, you can handle things. You can be aggressive and just go after players. You can be more like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and just like try to get the easy loot, and then kind of just stay out of everyone's way, and then extract with what I can. Like you can play it more. What am I trying to say?
Like you can play both hardcore and casual.
Yeah. So if you want to be more safe and you just want to like, okay, let me get like some I can get like this little loot here and then just do it a little at a time instead of just trying to go all in and like get as much as you can and then try to dip afterwards, when it's gonna be like the longer you wait to extract, the harder it's gonna be for you.
Yeah.
So yeah. By the way, I loved Hyenas by Creative Assembly, and I hate that game will never see the light of day, because it was really good. It was a very small scale version, but the way that they handled it with the 0G and the Sega related loot with like the Sonic treasure and all of the stuff that they had, it was really fun. Gunplay was actually really good as well. Like, luckily Creative Assembly
should have just dropped it, dude.
Yeah, luckily I'm okay with it, just because now they're working on Alien Isolation 2, so
sure,
I'm like, okay, that's a decent trade-off, I guess. But yeah, I think as far as the gameplay, just so, like, when I first saw it, when I watched the entire presentation, I was like, yeah, bro, this this could be a hit. I can see this definitely being a hit. But that was the assumption that, you know, a big multiplayer game coming out in 2025, it was going to be free to play. And that was actually not the case. So once you found out that when we got the word that the director or whoever it was had said that this was going to be a premium title, you'll be paying full price, which they did later retract the full price statement because people were like $70, but they did say no, not that full price,
like premium price.
Yes.
But yeah,
so I'm thinking it's the $40 price that PlayStation has been going with their multiplayer games. Helldivers 2, Concord, both $40. I think that's gonna be the same price point. But after watching this and then like now putting the $40 into perspective, does this seem like something that you're still willing to try?
see, that's like, yeah, obviously I'm in a privileged position where I can, you know, buy myself the games that I want, right? And like it's not too big of an issue. I have the excess funds for it. But this being a paid thing, it definitely, like, because I told you, like I want to get into Bungie's games. Like I want to be a fan of Destiny, but it's like it's just too daunting to jump in, especially now. But like I wanted something that it's like I could just jump into, you know, like the lore doesn't matter, like getting people for the raids doesn't matter, all that shit doesn't matter. Just, you know, hop in, have fun. You know, something that I could just jump into. Like I want that, and I really do still want that from Bungie. But the it being paid, it does make me not want to really check it out. Maybe check it out on a sale. Maybe check it out if it comes to Game Pass, but I might not be there day one for sure. Now that we know it's a paid thing.
Now, if they pull a Foam Stars and then they put it in PS Plus day one, are you gonna play on PlayStation just to give it a try?
If it's on Essential, then yeah. But if it's on Extra, then nah, because I'm not subbing to the Extra. But if it's on Essential, then yeah, I'll definitely try it out. But like the thing is, like I want to play it, you know, like I want to get my hands on it just so I could like see how it is, see how it feels, like see if I even like the extraction shooter elements, because I haven't played one. But yeah, it's just, you know, the price is huge, man, for it being just multiplayer only, for it being just 3 maps at launch, right? Because that's what they announced, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 maps.
But I also feel like the 3 maps thing is overblown, just because I know how big these maps are supposed to be if they're anything like Tarkov. Okay. It's like Warzone, and like Warzone launches with 1 map, and then but like I would say these maps are like half the size of a Warzone map, so you're getting pretty big maps that are gonna be, there's gonna be 3 of them, and you're gonna be able to, like, you're still gonna, when you play it the first time, there's gonna be so much more to explore that you never even see on your first few matches. So that's why like when they said 3 maps, I feel like people are thinking of like a Call of Duty like 6v6 map or a Battlefield map, like, and putting it and conflating it into like the same, where I would picture it more as a battle royale, where like you really only need 1 battle royale map, because the gameplay is so emergent and so different every time that you, like, the map doesn't really matter. It's about figuring out, okay, this is where the best, like, I can go here because they have the best loot. I mean, if they change the locations of the loot also, then it's going to be even more of an emerging gameplay experience. So I guess
Sure.
we'll just have to see
And
more of it.
yeah, and I'm sure they'll probably even do like seasonal changes to the maps and stuff, like
Yeah.
a winter season, summer season, all that shit.
If there's
Halloween, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I hear you. I get it. Like the maps are gonna be big. I'm looking at the gameplay now. I'm seeing like, yeah, the maps look pretty big, but still, it's a paid product. You know, like when you play a battle royale, yes, it's only one map, but it's free. See what I'm saying? So it's like I'm thinking of all these things, but like I'm saying, like if they can give us like an open beta, which I don't know if they are gonna do.
I think they did already do a closed alpha. Or
Yeah,
like
it's a closed alpha.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like open?
Yeah, I'm thinking like open, like anyone can sign up for it. Like that's what I want, just so I can try it, just so I can see it, you know? Because like there's always a chance where I play and I'm like, wow, this is incredible, and I'm there, you know? It only just takes someone to play something for that conclusion to happen. So
and
yeah,
or you can be like how I was with Concord, where I was already sold. And then they gave me the open beta, and I said, "Wow, this is trash." I can't believe I can't believe that I actually already pre-ordered this game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I posted in the Discord, in the Lord's Gaming Discord. I was like, is that the conclusion that they came up with? Is just no more open betas? But I don't know, man. I'm so torn with this game because it looks fun. The guns look good. The guns look like they have good impact. I really like how the sights are. Like with the guns, they don't look like, you know, modern, you know, military shooter like when you aim down sight. It actually looks very sci-fi, very different. I'm liking the gameplay, you know. I'm digging it. I think it looks fun. I'm not gonna hate on the fact that it's a what's it called, an extraction shooter, just because I haven't really played one. But like I said, I just would like to actually play it, so I can come up with the conclusion if I want to buy it or not on my own, you know.
Yeah. Once I found out that this was a premium price product, I could already see the writing on the wall. Because now, if this was Marathon, new IP, but it's really just Destiny 3 in a different setting, oh yeah, this premium price for that, yeah, it's gonna pop off for sure. It's gonna blow up. It got the story mode, it got the co-op PvE, it got the PvP, it got all of that. Yeah, premium price for that, people are gonna pay for that for sure. But then when you factor in the fact that this is an extraction shooter, a very, very, very niche genre, because really only one game is really doing it at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Even Call of Duty DMZ couldn't even like come close to Tarkov.
Yeah. Not even a little bit.
And we saw what happened when Call of Duty did Warzone. Like, they thought that they were going to get that same effect, because Warzone just instantly became one of the biggest battle royales, and even to this day it's still pretty big. But DMZ did nothing. Like, it was a drop in a bucket. So if Call of Duty can't do it, then the chances of anybody else doing it, it's really like already iffy. But
Yeah.
you know, if it's free to play, there's you have a chance. Like, if people try it and it's like, bro, I tried it, it was amazing. Because trying it is the first hurdle. Getting people to try it. There's been plenty of free to play games that people just aren't even willing to try.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just getting people to try the game is already the first hurdle. I'm pretty sure just because it is Bungie, there's already a good amount of people who are gonna try it
Exactly.
at a free to play price.
Sure.
At a $40 price. That's like, that just cut 80% of the people that I think are gonna be willing to try it.
Mm.
Because again, this isn't a traditionally loved genre.
Yeah. Still very nascent. It's still new.
So, and even like you have to be, it's like you're either, it's not like Battle Royale where it's like, oh, I love Call of Duty and I really didn't get into PUBG, but if you put Call of Duty with Battle Royale, it just works. Or I loved Respawn with Titanfall, and they kind of got some of the Titanfall in there. The gunplay is there, and they're doing something with Battle Royale. Okay, this it just works. I like this. Okay, you're either you're an extraction shooter player, or you're not. That's literally what it is. It's not like there's not much. Like I feel like as far as this genre goes, like you're either gonna be an extraction shooter fan or you're not. Like there are some battle royales that connect with people, and there's some battle royales that don't. And usually, if you just, like we always say, bro, Halo, make a battle royale. Like just put Halo in a battle royale and it'll work, because like the gunplay of Halo, the vehicles, all of that, it'll just fit right into that battle royale gameplay. And Halo fans will love it because it's still gonna feel like Halo. It's gonna be Halo at the end of the day. It's just gonna be in a battle royale mode. But extraction shooters is more like, you can't just put you can't just throw a game into the extraction shooter, and then if you're not an extraction shooter fan, you're still not gonna like it, no matter what. Like no matter how much you love that game, just like Call of Duty, no matter how much people love Call of Duty, DMZ just was not for people who did not like extraction shooters.
Yeah.
So I feel like the only people that they're really competing for with Marathon is Tarkov players.
Yeah.
I don't think there's this like vast amount of people who will just like jump onto this unless they just didn't know that they liked extraction shooters yet. Sure. But I don't think there's that many people out there. Like that's how niche I think this genre really is. The like 100,000, 200,000 people who are playing Tarkov right now, that's the entire extraction shooter fan base. Yeah. And I feel like Marathon can take from that fan base, but I don't think they're going to be able to develop this huge new fan base. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you. I got what you're saying. Like, they're trying to, you know, make a niche genre into like something bigger, but it's like, will that happen? Like, we don't know, you know?
But I want this game to succeed because it looks like I'll have to see like around launch, but I definitely want to pick this game up. Hopefully I get into the closed alpha because I did sign up for it. But yeah, I definitely want to try this out because I've dallied in extraction shooters, not Tarkov, but I've dallied in some of the smaller versions of it, and I like the gameplay loop for the most part. So I want to see it on a bigger scale and with that Bungie gunplay.
Sure.
But that's really where I'm at with the game. I'm predicting it'll be like it'll hit frag punk numbers.
Okay.
Like 80,000.
Like 113,000.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Like up to 100,000, and then it's not gonna look good after that.
Well, Fragpunk still hasn't hit consoles yet, so there's still a chance that it can get even bigger boost.
Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of right there with you. I was thinking like 100K, maybe like 200K if it pops off on Steam, the Steam DBs. I'm thinking like on consoles it'll probably do a little bit better. It'll probably sell like 1-to-1 on Xbox and PlayStation. Like, because I actually see it selling a lot better on Xbox, just maybe not compared to PlayStation, but like maybe compared to just like other games that get sold on Xbox, just because it's a shooter, you know. Xbox players love shooters, so and Xbox players love Bungie.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see it doing like decent. I don't think it's gonna fail at launch. I'm not there with that. I think it'll do decent.
It's definitely not going to be Concord 2, like some people are trying to make it out to be.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, you know, just based off of it being Bungie, people will literally buy it because it's Bungie. So, I think it'll do good enough.
Sorry, I just got my text. My delivery is coming. From 2 to 4 tomorrow. I finally get a new mattress.
Nice.
It's gonna be great. We've been mattress shopping for like the last 2 weeks because this mattress is not doing it. So we've been mattress shopping and we found a really good deal on this mattress. That it was like when we laid in it at the mattress firm, it was like, yeah, bro, it's this one. We were both like, yeah, this is the one.
It's a Ratatouille moment. No, I'm just kidding.
So they're coming to deliver it tomorrow. Just got the text. So yeah, man.
Nice.
Mattress remix by ASAP Ferg.
Okay.
Have you ever heard it?
Nah.
You should listen to it. It's a great song.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Any last thoughts on Marathon before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah, I still would like to play the game. So hopefully I'm crossing my fingers for an open beta. If not, then I will probably just stick to a Fragpunk Call of Duty. But I'm hoping to get my hands on it so I can actually play it for myself, come up with my own conclusion. I think just based off of the gunplay, I probably would enjoy the game because it looked fun. It looked fast. It looked frenetic. I like that. I don't like I hate an FPS when everyone's just fucking camping, you know? That shit pisses me off so much. So like I like seeing like mobility. I like seeing like, everyone moving around and stuff like that. That stuff gets me excited. So, I would like to at least play the game. I'm not going to shit on it before I play it.
No doubt. Same with me. I really don't have any concerns as far as gameplay goes until I play it myself. Like I said, I was on Concord train until I played it.
Yeah.
So really, that's gonna be. Bruh, I hate that they had Jeff Keighley at the end of it. What the fuck is he doing here? There's no blowing controllers in this damn game. All right, let's move on to some other PlayStation news. Because PlayStation is doing a bad thing. They're doing a bad thing. And people are gonna let them get away with it. Yeah, they are. Are we gonna let them get away with it? But is the media gonna let them get away with it? Yes, they is. Yes, they is. $80 Mario
no
Kart.
Misinformation. No misinformation either. They're just gonna
$80 Mario Kart. PlayStation Plus and PS5 price increases. So yeah, it looks like increased PlayStation Plus is on the menu for a lot of people outside the US, but particularly our little bros, our cuzzos, Canada up there, they get hit with increases where Essential will now be $109.99 CAD, Extra will be $189.99 CAD, and Premium will be $224.99 CAD. I actually don't know what they were before because I'm not Canadian, so let me look that up. But it's saying that it's a 22.6% increase. Okay, here's a good one. So it went from $94.99 to $109.99, $154.99 to $189.99 for Extra, and then $189.99 to $224.99 for Premium. So I know them CAD prices are already crazy enough before the increases. So yeah, just know if you're gonna cancel, just remember to back up your cloud saves, because unlike Xbox, them cloud saves is not free. But this is not the only place that we are seeing increases in the PlayStation Plus, because there was also a PlayStation Plus price hike in Southeast Asia, including Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia. But wait, there's more. Not only is PS Plus going up, but in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, the price of the consoles is also going up. In Europe, the digital version will now be $499.99. No change for the standard. In UK, PS5 digital edition will be $429.99. No change for the standard. Australia, both the standard and the digital editions will be increasing, $829.95 for the standard and $749.95 AUD for the digital. New Zealand also both will be increasing, $949.95 NZDs. I'm guessing that's New Zealand dollars. PS5 digital edition will be $859.95 NZDs. The price of the standalone disc drive is being lowered in these regions, though. So it'll be $79.99 in the year, €79.99 euros, pounds. Always, which one is euros and which one's pounds? Is euros the one is that the E with the two lines in the middle, or is that pound? Because I always mix them up. I think it has to be euros, because this is for Europe.
So euro is with the E, pound is with like
the E, the fancy E.
Yeah, so the euros is with like a E, but with like two little lines in it, and then the pound is like an E, but with just the one line.
All right, that's okay. That's all I need now. So,
did that describe it for you?
Yes, $79.99 euros, $69.99 pounds.
Sure.
$124.95 Australian dollars, and $139.95 New Zealand dollars. So, and I don't remember if we talked about it last week, but the first increase was actually in South America. I think we did bring that up. That there was a price increase in South America, 15 countries. So that was the first PS Plus increase. But it's been literally like every few days we get a new wave of countries that have been affected, and we don't know if it's gonna hit the US or not, but my guess is that it'll eventually hit us. I don't know if it's gonna be this year, next year, but it's gonna happen. But the PS Plus increases, bro. I don't see the same outrage I saw for $80 Mario Kart. Just saying. What's the deal?
All I gotta say is, yesterday price is not today's price. That's
Bro,
all I gotta say.
I still need to get soundboard privileges so I can add. I need that on the soundboard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean this PlayStation Plus is already okay. So I could see if you're only on PlayStation, I could see Extra, the second tier, being like very valuable because that's the one that gives you the instant game collection. That's the one that gives you most of Sony's first party stuff. Not the newest stuff, but it gives you like the Horizon games. It has Ghost of Tsushima and all that shit in it.
Well,
but
some of them got taken out. I think Horizon.
Really?
Horizon Forbidden West got taken out of the service.
Bruh, did I miss that? Fuck. Okay, well, I was gonna give them some props for that, but you know, PlayStation Plus is not worth it. That shit is absolutely fucking garbage. Fuck that. Even Essential, the games that they're putting on Essential are literally Game Pass games that dropped in Game Pass like 2 years ago.
Well, they did just add Hogwarts Legacy. They got one decent one that Game Pass hasn't got. Although a lot of people bought that game.
And it regularly goes on sale for like $10 or like $15 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. So if you're on PlayStation, then yes, PlayStation Plus is like obviously like essential if you want to fucking play multiplayer and shit and have cloud saves and all that. But you know, it's they don't really like all their price increases hasn't come with like more stuff added. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
wait, they said that the better quality. They said it's gonna increase the quality of the games that drop in PS Plus. That's why they're doing it, to continue the quality releases that we get in PS Plus. You don't want them to continue with that quality that they've been the quality.
It'll be quality if they put their games day one on the service for sure. That'd be quality, but as of right now, it's really just like additive. It's something that supplements the console. It's not really something that, you know, like, it's not like a priority, at least for me, I would say.
So I was subscribed to PS Plus Essentials. I subscribed for one thing, and I thought that I canceled. I did not cancel. I got hit with that second charge. I was like, oh, you bastards. So now
I still have Essential too.
I have a month now that I didn't want. But I used to subscribe to Extra until I just like I played the games that I wanted to play in Extra, and then I used to be subscribed to PS Now, and I loved PS Now because it had games that it had stuff like Eternal Sonata, and it had a lot of classic PS3 games. Even though I had to stream them, they still had a better selection of PS3 games than what they have now. At least for the like, I wouldn't say it has a better selection, or it had a better selection, because they have more of the big first party stuff and they have the big titles, but it was more about the niche stuff that I wanted to play, because most of the big PS3 games got remasters, or they got PS4 versions or whatever. It was really just like the niche stuff that was on PS Now that I wanted to play, and now they're not on PlayStation Plus
Yeah.
So for me, it stopped being worth it at that point.
Sure. I got you.
But I'm not the demographic for PS Plus, so I can't speak on how, if this is still worth it for most consumers, but for the PlayStation gamers. But for me, this shit is not worth it as it is right now. And if it goes up from here in the US, it's 100% not going to be worth it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that this sucks, but you know, there's a lot of talk about, oh, Game Pass is gonna be next. Do you think Game Pass is gonna go up in price next?
Well, I mean, yeah, it will eventually, but they've been really good at not making the bump too big. Like PlayStation, I remember that first bump was like it was like $60 for Essential, and then it was like 80, right? It was like almost like, and then this bump in the other regions is even bigger than that. So it's like their bumps are like $20-$30, and I think even the premium was like almost 40. It was like $35-ish bump or something like that.
Well, technically, Xboxes went up about the same, because you have to remember that they don't do the yearly price.
Yeah, I got you.
So
it's like $5 every month extra, something like that, right?
Yeah. So it only went up $2. It only went up $2 a month, but when you add it up, that's like $24 extra dollars. Which compared to that first bump that PlayStation did, it's not even close, because Premium got like an $80 bump on their yearly, like which was crazy.
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. But
maybe 60. Maybe I'm over exaggerating it.
Yeah, I thought it was like something like $35 or $40, but it was still ridiculous, because Premium is not worth it. Like, if you're on PlayStation, I would say the one that's most worth it is Extra. But what I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, Game Pass. Game Pass.
Oh yeah, Game Pass. I think they obviously they will bump up the price, but when they'll do it, I think that they might wait until next year. I think they might wait until next year to do it.
Yeah, I could see an increase, and they usually do it around a big title.
Yeah.
When they do increases, like
Fable.
That's what I was thinking. I could see it around Fable, but at the same time, Doom is supposed to be a really big release as well. To the point that they're doing console wraps and everything, and they haven't done a console wrap since Starfield, or no, I think they did a Call of Duty console.
Black Ops.
Yeah, so but you see the level of game that it has to be to get a console wrap. You know, I'm like, why the fuck didn't we get a South of Midnight console wrap or a Avowed console? Because they would obviously be way better designed than that shitty Doom console wrap that I just saw. But I digress. But yeah, I can see them waiting for Doom. Like, if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be soon. Or if it doesn't happen with Doom, it's not gonna happen. Okay, I'll say, if after the June showcase happens, they still don't up the price, I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
If we don't get one in May before Doom, and if we don't get one after or before the June showcase, I think they would do before, so that you can be mad, and then once you see the showcase, you're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be worth it. if we don't get one at that time, then I don't think we're gonna see one for the rest of the year. But then, you know, around 2026, Fable's launch or Gears E-Day, then I can see that finally. But then again, it's like I guess I just expect subscriptions to increase. Like every subscription service I've ever had has increased in price. I can't think of any subscription service that has not increased in price over time. YouTube Premium, Netflix, Disney Plus, Max, Hulu, phone bill. So it literally is what it is. Not a good thing for sure, but
Yeah.
it is literally what we've been trained to expect at this point. It's just $2. Oh, it's just $5. So it's just $5 a month. It's just $2 a month. Yeah. And then it just keeps on adding up, and then you're paying $30 for Netflix when it was fucking $10.
Like $6. Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
So yeah. At least Xbox has been on a much slower pace when it comes to increasing Game Pass. So I think like kudos to them compared to PlayStation, where it seems like they've had an increase like literally every year since they went from the PS Now to the PS Plus kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I feel like every time Xbox does do the increase, it's always like, oh, but here's what you're getting. Like, you know, like you're getting Call of Duty now, or you're getting Doom, or you're getting EA Play or something, you know, like they add something to it. So it's like, you know, it kind of softens the blow a little bit. But I was going to say, as far as this whole thing, I think it would be wise for Xbox to not raise the prices at all this year. Just because of, you know, all the Switch 2 price stuff, and then now PlayStation starting to do their price stuff. So it's like they need to find that pocket of consumers that are like, everything is super expensive. Like fuck, like everything's super expensive. Like what's gonna give me the most value, you know? So I think they should put their eggs in this basket, you know, like to get these consumers. There's so many people that are complaining about prices and everything's being expensive and stuff, and it's like Game Pass is still fucking dirt cheap, you know, like CD keys.
It would be crazy if they did an advertisement of some kind, like some kind of advertisement that can play on like a TV or like YouTube, like crazy concept, I know, but like to have a Game Pass ad that actually advertises the value of Game Pass and not just saying 100 games, here's 100 games, guys. What are the games? I don't know, 100 games, guys. Like, who the fuck? I still don't understand how Game Pass is not the biggest thing in the world. It takes the most simple marketing to make it literally the most sought after sub.
Yeah.
And yet they just do not do the bare minimum that I would expect. So yeah. Get some fucking ads out, like, I don't know, bro. But yeah, I would also agree with that. They should take advantage of the situation with Nintendo and PlayStation and just keep their prices until next year when they announce the new consoles and all that shit, and then they can be like, haha, price of the brick went up. But yeah. Anything else on PlayStation? Oh, I guess we really didn't talk about the actual console increases, but that's just a continuation of the trend.
Yesterday price is not today's price.
Well,
nah, I don't got nothing to add.
They at least lowered the disc drive. You know, can't you give
people
them some props? Give us some
people can
props.
fucking get one, bro. Fuck. No props, bro.
All right. Now we talked about PS Plus and the consoles themes. Are we gonna see Are we gonna see an $80 game that isn't Grand Theft Auto come out this year?
Last was part 2. No, I'm just kidding. Outside of GTA, like you're saying, anyone, right? Not just PlayStation.
Anyone.
And it's like something that has to be like available everywhere, right? Not just on Switch, right?
Yeah. If it's on Switch too, because of cartridge, it don't count. But I mean, like on PlayStation, Xbox, or Steam, $79.99 base version. Are we gonna see it?
Yeah, I think we will.
All right. Are you willing to bet your soul on this one?
Like money?
No, just your soul.
If I were to wager, like what game it will be, honestly, and this kills me to say it, but I think it might be Call of Duty. If it's not GTA, I think it might be COD.
Maybe if we were still in Kotick era, Activision, but I don't think Xbox. I think Xbox knows that under Xbox, especially with the trial and everything, there is no way that they can increase the price of games like that.
Okay.
Because FTC, all of that is they're still under watch, you know.
I see.
I don't think they would do that. That would instantly get people tagging FTC. Look what they did.
What if they did something like it's $80 on PlayStation and Switch, but it's $69 on Xbox and Game Pass?
Hey, I would love if they did that, but knowing Xbox, they would not.
Yeah. Do we know the price of Borderlands yet?
Nope.
Okay, so there can be another Take-Two game. I don't think Mafia is gonna be that.
NBA 2K26.
Oh, dude. You know, now that you said that, yeah, I could see it.
Look,
even though it's a fucking trash-ass game.
We listened and we did it in NBA 2K26. We fixed the animations. We lowered the need for VC. You know, you don't have to be. You feel like you don't have to be. You don't have to pay like exuberance amount. We fixed it. You know, you don't have to pay as much to get a maxed out character.
Okay.
We heard your complaints. We listened and we love y'all. Like this, we brought it back to the 2K17, 2K15 era. And we're like, and then you know the graphics actually improved this time instead of getting worse.
Okay.
2K26, the 2K we've been asking for, $80 up. They just thinking it $80 up.
And then Fortnite drops a basketball mode and it's done.
Wait, I'm gonna bet you that it's not happening.
Okay.
Not this year, at least.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want it to happen. Trust me, I don't want it to happen. But I mean, we still don't even know the only $80 game right now that we know of is Mario Kart, right?
Yes, not including the Switch 2 editions that are just
Yeah, the upgraded editions. I see. But see, even Nintendo hasn't really announced a $80 game outside of Mario Kart, so maybe not. Maybe it won't. Maybe literally Mario Kart and GTA will be it. But we'll see.
I think the next Nintendo game that we ever see at $80 will be either a Zelda game,
Okay.
a new one, not a remake or anything,
Sure.
or Monolith Soft's new IP. Whichever comes first, that's going to be the next $80 game. Because
okay.
I'm trying to think of, because my theory, even though like Doug Bowser talking about variable pricing and all this shit, I still don't. I'm still sticking to my theory that it has to do with cartridge size. And if we're talking about games that will have 32 gigabyte or higher cartridges, it's gonna be Zelda open world or Xenoblade. Well, it's not gonna be Xenoblade. I think at least. I think they're done with Xenoblade.
Whatever their new IP is or whatever, right? Yeah.
Because those are usually the higher ones. I mean, even though Xenoblade's a bigger game, like Xenoblade X is a bigger game than Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, but it's still like smaller size than Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, it sucks. Pricing is gonna go up in regards to the subs, the consoles, supposedly the games. But as far as the games, I just feel like we're just gonna see more variety as far as the standard pricing. Like, it won't just be every game just tries to release at 60, 70. We'll see more like 50s, more 60s, more 70s. It'll be a wider range.
Sure.
But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Anything else before we get to the next topic?
Nah. Other than PlayStation is they raising their prices.
Damn, I forgot I had a D&D meeting. I'm getting back into D&D because I literally have not played D&D in like 2 years.
Yeah.
But we have a DM and we're supposed to be like meeting to flesh out the details of what we're gonna do in this session, like what we want to see, all that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I used to be really heavy into D&D, and it's a lot of fun with the right group. We might actually be, depending on how the session goes, we might end up recording our sessions and doing a little podcast out of it.
Okay.
So, Critical Role, we coming for you. Just know that. All right, let's get to our final piece of news. Some good news to wash out the bad. It seems that the Xbox, or I should say Activision Blizzard catalog might finally be coming to Game Pass soon, as we had several Call of Duty titles, including the GOAT Call of Duty World at War and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 in the Microsoft Store with the label included with Game Pass. Now, obviously, they weren't able to actually play them, but it did show the labels on the games. So yeah, it seems that they're doing something in the back end, getting that ready. So, is it time? Is it finally here? It took, what is it? About to be 2 years now are we finally about to start getting waves of content, not just one game drop? I mean, we did just get our announcement of Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they might still trickle it in, but it seems maybe we get one game every wave instead of like one game every 6 months like we were before.
Yeah.
But what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think that Activision games will start coming more frequently. That's what I do think, and we're already seeing that. Like you said, Modern Warfare 2. What was the one last month? Was it Crash Racing? Was it the racing one?
That was
or
a while ago. I wouldn't say it was.
Or there was one that was recent, right?
Let's see. It was
Diablo 3.
Yeah, Diablo 3. That was last wave.
Yeah, so we're already starting to see it. So yeah, I think so.
What do you think the cadence is gonna be?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be like 1 or 2 Activision games per drop, if that, maybe 1 max. But yeah, they'll definitely draw this one out for sure.
All right, I have a theory.
Okay.
And it aligns with a topic that we already talked about.
Okay.
Because it still does not sit with, like, it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't make any sense to me that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is just supposed to drop.
Yeah.
Just shadow drop on the 21st. But we have no event announced. We don't have any kind, like there was the ESO event that happened. People were saying it might be there because at first we just had April.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to drop this month. There's the ESO event. Maybe they do it, but no, it wasn't at the ESO event. So it just does not make any sense to me that they just go, hey guys, it's April 21st. April 21st has no correlation with Oblivion or Elder Scrolls in any way, but here's Elder Scrolls Oblivion remastered shadow drop after years of hard work, because this game was supposed to release fiscal year 2022 according to the ABK trials, and it's been 3 years later and now this game is coming out. This is a remake, not a rematch. This isn't just a slap. They didn't just slap on. Hold on. They didn't just slap on some texture texture bumps and then call it a day.
Yeah.
So this just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
To just go wham, here's one game shadow drop out of nowhere for
and
no
like 3 days
reason.
Before a big game too, because Clair Obscur is coming out literally next week as well.
Exactly.
So it's like,
but
yeah, I don't know.
So what it has me thinking, then we have all these games in the back end, right, that just popped up included with Game Pass. There has to be an event. Like, I don't know what the event is. I don't know why the event is, because we've never had a big April event from Xbox. Like in April, we've had maybe a partner showcase, but this isn't partner stuff. This is first party.
Yeah.
So is this a new thing now that Xbox is? But like whenever there's events, Jez Corden has already leaked the event before, like a month before it's even announced. Like that's why I'm like, if there was supposed to be an event, why don't we know about it? We know everything that Xbox is planning, every single move that they make before they make it. So that's why I'm like, but it also just lines up. So I'm calling it. I've called it for like the last week or so. There's gonna be some kind of event. They might announce it like the day before or 2 days before or something, some kind of event, Game Pass showcase or something like that. I don't know. And they're gonna announce some back catalog of like a big wave of back catalog ABK games.
Okay.
Maybe some new third-party games that's gonna get their time in the sun on the showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just showing off some of the upcoming titles like Clair Obscur or Doom Dark Ages, like the big games that are coming up. And then they're like, hey, and today you'll be able to play Oblivion or Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. Bam. In Game Pass today. Because like but the kicker is that we gonna see our first glimpse at Elder Scrolls 6. And just like how we got Ninja Gaiden 4 and then we got the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Shadow Drop, I think that's kind of what they're gonna do in this event. We're gonna get our first glimpse. They wouldn't show Elder Scrolls 6 here. That has to be a June showcase thing. That's something you save for the June showcase.
Yeah.
That's why it just don't make sense. Like, why you don't shadow drop? This feels like a June showcase kind of announcement. Oblivion remastered, bam, June showcase, shadow dropped. Now, like, go play it after the show type shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, bro, I don't understand Xbox. Like, even just the timing of the shadow drop doesn't make sense. But Jeff Grubb is saying, VGC is saying it, Nate the Hate is saying it. Like, all of these people that I can't, when they say something is happening, it usually happens. So that's where I'm like, unless this leaker has just like having a field day and just like, I made it up. But yeah, I think there's gonna be an event, and I'm just gonna say Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be there, and then we're gonna get an Elder Scrolls 4 shadow drop. I don't know. It's just, you know, it just came to me in a dream, and I feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay. Okay.
And if it happens, flip this. Make sure y'all see it was me, clairvoyant. But yeah, either way, I'm excited that the first game that was like the game that people were talking about was World at War, because that's the game that I've been waiting for. I love World at War, and if there's gonna be a fresh player base to play with once it's on Game Pass, hell yeah, bro, I'm going right back. And I believe I still have my same profile, because I had so many different profiles during the 360. I don't remember if this was the one I was playing World at War with, but if it is, and I got my max prestige, hell yeah, bro, it's about to be over. But any back compat games you're looking forward to from ABK still?
I think the main one that I'm like really looking forward to is it Black Ops 3 that has all the zombie maps? It's that one, right? That had like the DLC with all the zombie maps or something. I
did not play zombies. I didn't play zombies from World up like Black Ops 1 was the last zombies I played, so you can't ask me that.
I got you. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, it is. So Black Ops 3 got the Zombie Chronicles DLC, which literally added every single zombie map prior to that. So that's the one that, it's sick. That's the one that I'm most looking forward to. I have Black Ops 3, but on the PlayStation. PlayStation 4. I'm not gonna boot up my PlayStation for Black Ops. But so if they could add Black Ops 3, I'd love that.
I love Black Ops 3, bro. That was my Titanfall 1.5 2. Like that was my Titanfall 1.5 because it was like the movement in that game was sick.
Yeah, and it had the co-op campaign too, even though the campaign was kind of whatever. But that had the co-op campaign, had the zombies with all the zombie maps, and then it had the multiplayer. So it was a pretty fleshed out Call of Duty. So that's the one that I'm waiting for. As for COD, for the other Activision Blizzard games, I would like to see what was that shooter called? Singularity.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to see that, and then of course I would like to see the prototype games. I want to see the prototype games there.
All right, I know this would never happen, but if they were somehow able to get Scarface, The World Is Mine, in game like bring it backwards compatible and in game oh man, I play the shit out of that game. But I already know licensing hell. Also, like most of the games that I want from Activision, licensing hell. Spider-Man 2, Tony Hawk Underground, without it being remade, just the original version. Like, I already know that's all of that stuff's not gonna happen. Hulk Ultimate Destruction, basically a lot of the Marvel stuff. So yeah, that's where at. But I'm happy with the prototype games if we get those, because I never played 2, so get a chance to play that. I'm happy with World at War, and yeah, that's really it for me.
Okay.
But yeah, any final thoughts before we wrap up the show?
I was just gonna say, did you see like the Xbox support DM thing that I'm talking about with the Elder Scrolls thing?
Yeah, that was weird. That was funny though.
Is that real?
Supposedly, yeah. They were making articles about it, so.
Bruh, that's so strange.
See, I think that it was AI, and the AI just saw what was happening on the internet, and I was like, oh, I guess Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is coming out on April 21st. And then it just regurgitated what it already saw on the internet. Knowing, because you know the Xbox support be AI, as for, like they be putting AI instead of people.
Yeah.
So that's my theory on that situation.
Okay. Gotcha.
But anything else though?
Are we still talking about the ABK stuff, or is this just?
Oh yeah, I was saying like anything before I wrap up.
Nah. Other than it's nice to see it's finally happening. People have been fucking asking for this for a while, even though they've supplied new games. They put Diablo 4 in there, they put Black Ops 6 in there, so they've been giving out the newer games, but it's nice to see these older ones come to Game Pass for sure.
They didn't give the game that the people wanted though. Crash Team Rumble. That was a little joke. We like the joke here. But yeah, it's finally here, and
yeah,
hopefully, I want a big drop. I don't want this trickle. I want them to just big dumps, sploosh. You feel me? But yeah, with that is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in, and all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate your support. Make sure you guys hit that like, because we love you guys and it helps us grow this channel. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield premieres. Subegos, appreciate you for pulling up. Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Yes, so I I don't know if it was last week that I mentioned this, but I'm starting to make shorts out of my Twitch streams.
Yep.
So YouTube shorts. I'm on TikTok now, even though I'm probably not going to use it for other than just posting my shorts. So YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I don't think I'm missing one. I post them on Twitter, but I'm not really going to be posting much on Twitter. But yeah, so please check out my YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. Or, sorry, TikTok. I think it's all at Subagels except for my TikTok, which I think is Avatar Subeg. So yeah, so check those out. Check out my shorts. I'm gonna be trying to at least put out one a week, if not more. That's the main thing. Outside of that, check out my article on Lazarus. I'm gonna be doing a review every episode. So I think they've already announced it's gonna be 13 episodes, so it's fairly short of a series. So expect every single week. Expect a little review of the episode, giving my thoughts on it, giving a little summary of what happened and stuff. So check that stuff out. Yeah, and check out my Twitch, of course. Still gonna be streaming. Well, I don't know when my next stream is gonna be, just because I've been pretty busy lately, but still streaming. Been pretty consistent there. Been growing a lot actually. In like the past month or two, I think I've gained like 25 like followers. So it's like nice. it's growing. So it's nice. I think I'm at like 56 now, which is nice. So yeah. So please check out all that stuff. Check, tune in here. Y'all can see me every week, hear from me every week in this Dual-Wield podcast that we do. But yeah, that's really it.
No doubt. As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter, Pastafeet F3ET. You can find me not really on twitch.tv/Don Solo SOLOW. But of course, you can find me right here on YouTube at Don Otaku, where not only do we do the Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast every Thursday, but also live every Saturday, Project Entitled Gaming Podcast with the homies from day one. Back, we met in kindergarten, been cutting up ever since. I'm just playing. But other than that, you can find me on Lords of Gaming. Because half of the articles up right now are from me, so like literally I was looking at the homepage. I was like, literally 5 out of the 10 recent articles are mine.
Yeah,
so I've been putting in work, not gonna lie.
You've been grinding, man. That's good though. That's good.
And also, like, I'm just gonna say, if I'm not Scribe of the Month next month, we gonna have a problem, because
you'll be Scribe of the Month for sure.
I've been cutting up over there.
It's gonna be for this month. You'll be Scribe of the Month for April.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, is there anything we want to leave the fine people with before we wrap it up?
I've been mentioning it low key. I'm staying off social media, but it's actually been it's been good for me. I've been a lot more, I wouldn't say positive. I'm still like how I am with my highs and lows, but I would say with people and the interactions that I have with them, it's been real, like when you're on Twitter and social media and all that, like it's all through a screen, so you don't really see how the person feels, or you don't really see how the person is actually feeling, like it's hard to gauge that, but when you're in person, when you're actually face to face with someone, regardless if it's a fucking cashier, or if you're in like the sauna just talking to whoever's in there, or if you're someone comes up to you, asks you how many sets you got left, and you're like, you can work in with me, type shit. So it's like I've just been having so many more human interactions, and I've noticed like my soul is it's feeling a lot better, just seeing the good in humanity. So yeah, just try to be off social media, try to have more face-to-face interactions, leave people smiling, leave people thinking, leave people better than the way that you found them. So that's kind of the wave I'm on right now. So I'm trying to be great, and y'all should be great too.
No doubt. I feel it. And with that, let's get out of here. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your week, your weekend, month, year, life, all that. Bye bye.
Peace.